Now, what's interesting about this is once you're on this page, you can then click on video. You go in here. When you're in Nigeria, you see, I'm not sure how much of this you can see. You can then select, okay, purchase more credit. You can go in there, put your information and purchase, put your scratch card number, whatever that is, purchase credit. See, it goes and purchases credit. And then you can select the movie you want. Once you select the movie, you will see here where you select the option, it tells you if it's kiosk 1 or kiosk 2. Kiosk 1 would always be the OTG mothership, which is essentially the storm. If you are in vicinity of the storm, kiosk 1 would always allow you to see the content. But let's say you're at home, you're not close to the kiosk 1, and your neighbor has another OTG player, right? Your neighbor can actually BAM you and say, hey, I BAM your device, not you, your device, and say, there's a movie content on your device that I want to watch. Right? If they have an OTG player, they can stream that device to their player. If they do not, they can only stream it to their computer or phone to watch it. They can only watch it but not download it onto their stuff. So to actually download, you have to have an OTG product. To stream and watch, you don't need an OTG product. You just need a computer or an end device or a client device of some sort. So you here, you select the content, you buy it, you say purchase now, and it begins to download. You see the download, it begins to download the content. And you play the movies that you've then downloaded from the OTG player. Now, you're wondering what the kiosk looks like. The kiosk is this box right here. The box is nothing but a blade with high performance functionality in it. And all the platforms that Dr. Wu and I discussed today, this is what the product looks like. It's yay heavy, very light as a matter of fact. You put this in one of your businesses, one of your establishments, and you're good to go. You can have up to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of contents in this. Movies, newspapers, magazines. Users that plug into this network can obviously watch the free content for free, but if they want the licensed or proprietary contents, they will have to purchase them, in which case the content provider gets credit for the contents that they've uploaded onto our platform. You're walking through the mall, you have a couple of movies you want to take home with you, you've selected the movies, you've selected the newspaper that you want to have, whether or not there's internet at home, whether or not there's power at home, you want to have this content when you get home so you can watch them. So you're walking through the mall, you know the mall has the OTG storm. You're walking around with what we're calling your OTG Lightning. You have this in your pocket or in your purse, you're walking through the mall, and the OTG Lightning starts to collect information from the OTG storm. Information goes from here to here. Content goes from here to here. Right? So after downloading this, you can go home with this, the Lightning, and when you get home with the Lightning, your neighbors can then watch whatever you have on the Lightning stream to it, as long as you allow them to do so. And as long as they're doing so, your advertisement and our advertisement is running on that, so you are selling your business, you're selling your company as people stream free content from you. And in addition, you then get credit because you are a franchise partner, because you have a Lightning that you move around with. You get credit for the contents that are coming from the Lightning device. This is an ad hoc technology that OTG Play is bringing to you. Is unprecedented. It's going to change the landscape totally, and we believe that content users will never be the same. Having talked about that, we're going to talk a little bit about the OTG meter. The OTG meter looks like this, right? It's a little meter that looks like this, and what it does is you get this to your house. Obviously, the utility companies would install this at your home with a display to read the meter and all that, and then it has the Zigbee on it to send messages to the aggregator and the concentrator through a Zigbee dongle. So this sits at the pole, this sits at the house. This sits at the pole, this sits at the house. And this sends information to this aggregates all the information from up to 100 houses to 1,000 houses. And those informations are aggregated and sent either real time or scheduled to be sent to the utility company for billing purposes, for load shared applications, for all kinds of applications that may be of interest to them. Now, the third application we talked about was surveillance. The idea of the surveillance is that this little IP camera, obviously you can have your own IP camera, you can have a high definition IP camera of any sort. plug them wirelessly into the OTG player. This is the OTG player then aggregates up to 60 IP wireless or wired cameras into this one device, right? So you're streaming surveillance information to the device, you're aggregating the surveillance information, you're storing them, right? And you're allowing the end user, be it the control center or the chief of police or whoever it is, to stream that content, whichever part of it it cares for, not the whole content. It can decide, I just want 2 hours of what happened today on certain highway or whatnot. Sends that information to himself on his, guess what, on his mobile phone, on his computer, or whatever. It comes to him, he can watch it, and then determine what cause of action is to be taken. This is essentially what you're going to be dealing with when you're talking about the OTG platforms, right? You have the media device, you have the metering device, you have the surveillance solution, all working independent of the failed or limited infrastructure in Nigeria. This is a good day for the country and a good day for technology.